Who's Tom and Dick, a weekly podcast with your hosts, Martin Weavers, fighting stage 4 lung cancer, and Patrick Mortimer, living with heart disease. Why not grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit back, and enjoy the chatter as we discuss and share information, talking about tough subjects, and offering help, support, and motivation with a positive mental attitude.
Good morning, Patrick. How are you?
Good morning, Martin. I'm fine, thank you very much. I hear you've been a bit peaky recently, so...
I have, yeah. Seems to be one thing after another. I can't shake... Well, I shake one thing off and then I get another thing.
Now you're stuck with conjunctivitis.
I have got conjunctivitis, yeah. So it's another reason not to touch people, really, just in case I've rubbed my eyes or anything like that. But yeah, so today we're hitting on a different subject, aren't we?
We've got another guest, which we're very pleased to say.
HIV, which is human immunodeficiency virus. So, and we're here to talk about it, the subject. So, as I say, we've never touched on it on Who's Tom and Dick, so it's a first for us. Not only talking about this very interesting subject, but we are talking today about this with a lovely lady called Kim, and she's going to tell us all about it. So, good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Kim.
Good morning.
Welcome to Who's Tom and Dick.
Yeah. And thank you for coming on to talk all about this, which is a subject that, as I say, you know, it's a subject we always hear that gentlemen get, but not so much ladies. So if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself first and where you're from, and I think most people will gather where you're from when you start talking, and tell us all about your story of your HIV.
Of course. Hi, good morning, everybody. My name's Kimmy. I was diagnosed HIV positive on the 27th of November, 1988. So, a very long time ago. Well, before I was diagnosed, I got quite ill. And it seemed like a flu, pneumonia, headache, body ache. Where I couldn't move whatsoever. For days on end, I was on the sofa. And I didn't know. And I had doctor after doctor come out and said, oh, it's just a flu, just let it go by. So then my family doctor came out and he said, right, hospital. The headache was just so intense, I could not lift my head off that pillow. So when I went to the hospital, they obviously done tests, put me on fluids, put me on antibiotics, and actually asked me if you ever done an AIDS test. And I was dumbfounded. What is AIDS? What is it? I don't know what it is, but sure. So they gave me two options. One being a brain tumor, and one possibly being HIV. Well, it was AIDS. It wasn't HIV back in them days. It was just straight down the line AIDS. And so I thought, well, if I've got a brain tumor, then I've got a brain tumor. Do you know what I mean? So that was my thought. The AIDS was just completely
Both were a big shock, really, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So 24 hours sort of on IV drip, do you know what I mean, on antibiotics, on fluids. I started to feel a little bit better. So me being me, I hate hospitals. So if I trotted, do you know what I mean? So went back to sort of my life.
So you dismissed yourself, did you?
Yes, I
Oh.
did. Yeah,
Naughty.
I know. I know. But when I went home, do you know what I mean, I got a few letters to say, can you please contact the Royal Victoria Hospital, which was one of our biggest hospitals in Belfast. And I just ignored it and I thought, I've got a brain tumor, I'm going to die. Let me just go live my life. Do you mean how I want to live my life? I ignored it. Admittedly, I ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the gentleman, Harry, he was called, I was coming out of my house and he was sort of coming in my house and he said, Kim, we really need you to come to the clinic. And I thought, okay, be brave, Kim. Just be brave and just go. So I went. And they took me up to the clinic and they said, we're sorry to tell you, but you have HIV and you're pregnant.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And I'm just I was just absolutely dumbfounded because I don't know what it is. I think the earliest of the dates of HIV coming out was, I think, about 1980, 1981 was the very, very earliest of, I think it was it was a gay man. But you would see the advertisements, but you just wouldn't acknowledge it because it doesn't affect a heterosexual woman.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect heterosexual people.
Yeah.
It's only gay men that it affects, and it's only Black African people that it affects. So I was just totally floored. So in the process of that, they told me there and then that I would have to abort my child, because my child would come out with AIDS. I have no knowledge. I've had this news of being HIV, I'm pregnant, and then I have to lose my baby. Not that I don't agree in it, do you know what I mean? But in some circumstances, if the abortion needs to be done, then it needs to be done. So they aborted my child. I came out of the hospital and I walked to the Belfast docks and I jumped.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I jumped. I was just floored. I just thought, there's
You must have been an all-time low to do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was just like it was a one-way, it was like a tunnel vision. There was no maybe, there was no could have, should have, maybe, whatever. It was a tunnel vision. Obviously I got fished out because I'm here today.
Good.
Yeah. But then it went from there, from me sort of getting maybe psychiatric help. First of all, I told my sisters. So my sister Shirley, she was very, oh my God, what are we going to do? She's going to die, she's going to die. And she was, come on, we've got to feed you, we've got to feed you. And the other sister, Margaret, she kept giving me bananas.
Right.
And I find this hilarious because every time I saw her, it was not one banana, but a bunch of bananas. And I'm thinking, why? Why do you keep giving me bananas? So I asked her and I said, Margaret, why do you keep giving me bananas? She says, well, bananas has a healing process in them. So if you eat enough, maybe it will cure you.
Right.
And it just shows you the uneducated side of the HIV back then, doesn't it? But I said to her, look, Margaret, I think if you give me a whole truck of bananas, do you know what I mean, it wouldn't cure me.
Yeah.
So obviously my sister dealt with it the best way that they could. Margaret was very secretive about it, and Shirley was more telling her friends. So, and I'm not blaming my sister. So by Shirley telling her friends, it was like Chinese whispers. And it got round my country extremely fast. Where I would have people spit on me, have people cross the road, even family cross the road.
Wow.
The names was just unimaginable. Do you know what I mean? Just, I can't even repeat them, do you know what I mean? And to me, I'm just thinking that, oh God. I also had 3 children. My kids, when obviously social services stepped in, and they were saying to me that the best thing that they could do for my children was to put them in foster. I'm a child myself.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, I know nothing about the disease. I don't know if I'm going to die next week, the week after, whatever. But we thought my life was short-lived. I think I was 18. I think I was 18 years old. Was short-lived. So I agreed.
That must have been a hard decision to make.
Yeah. I thought, okay, they're taken care of. I'm here. I'm here on the street, nowhere to go, nowhere to turn to. So I moved to a little place called Ballymoney, and I became a Christian. Didn't tell anybody, kept my HIV very, very quiet, and didn't tell anybody until I got baptized.
Yeah.
And when I told this minister that I was HIV positive, because obviously coming to Christian is a big thing
Yeah.
in Northern Ireland. And when I told this minister about being HIV positive, two of them, one in this hand and one in this hand, and both of them was saying, "Please God, take the demon out of this child. Remove the demon from this child." And I'm standing in the church and I'm like, well, "Where's the demon? Where's the literally?" And it's absolutely scared the Williams out of me.
Mm.
And I thought, oh Lord. So, you know, you try and keep it sort of on a low,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but you're in a little village.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Minister or not minister, do you know what I mean? He's not a priest, do you know what I mean? So he's not obligated, do you know what I mean, to keep that amenity to himself. So it gets around.
Yeah.
The reception I got was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
It was good.
No,
Oh, bad.
no,
Mm.
no, not whatsoever.
But that's because people were uneducated about it, weren't they? That
Yeah.
They had this Patrick, whatever his name was, advert, didn't they, on the TV with the where it said AIDS and us going underwater and all things like that. I remember that and that advert. But that's about all people really knew, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So
There was nothing about heterosexual people.
mm,
Nothing. Do you know what I mean? It was just gay people,
mm,
which was sad. Do you know what I mean? But it had to start somewhere, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
suppose.
So
mm.
when you tried to commit suicide, had they explained everything to you at that stage? So they just told you got HIV and that was it?
Yeah. And we're aborting your child. That was it.
Right.
Go and deal with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which was for a child at that age to take on board.
And how old were you once again at that age?
I was 18.
18, yeah.
I'm not giving you my age now. So I'm still 21.
Yeah, it's only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, only a couple of years ago. But, you know, to me, I thought, okay, right, Kim, situation, obviously, I can't say on here, do you know what I mean, escalated.
Mm.
And I was told, get out.
Really?
Yeah.
Blimey.
And I did.
Mm.
I got on a coach and I came to London. I landed right in the heart of Victoria Station.
Mm.
And I'm looking around and thinking, oh, what have I done? What have I done? So I think with me being so road wise and street wise, learning to be a road child, an independent child of survival, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You adapt yourself and you think, okay, right, so go and get information.
Mm.
Is there a hostel? So I landed in this hostel, this ladies' hostel, this woman's hostel in Victoria. It was daunting. It was scary. It was all these. We're all different. We're all from all over the place. Actually, I remember saying to myself, you know, I'm not telling nobody. I'm not. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. I'm just too scared. So I met this young lady in there, and she'll not mind me saying this. Actually, called Claire. We became very close. And she said to me one time, Kim, why don't you want a boyfriend? I mean, I'm gay. Do you know what I mean? I'm gay. It's the only excuse that I could come up with.
Yeah.
So back then, medication wasn't really spoken about. Do you know what I mean? I don't even think medication was out then, do you know what I mean, until really the 90s. And me and Claire just lived her life, went clubbing, came home, slept in the hostel, do you know what I mean, done whatever. Then Claire got pregnant. And I thought, I'm going to have to tell her.
Mm.
I'm going to have to trust my gut instinct and learn to trust people. So I said to her, Claire, I have something to tell you. And she said, what? And I said, I'm HIV positive. And she looked up and she went, "You bleep, 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 bleep." I thought, oh God, here we go. Please God, don't let me go through this again. She says, 10 years I've known you and you've kept this to yourself, where I could have helped you, where I could have supported you. And I sat and my jaw dropped
Yeah.
to the floor. So I invited her down to my HIV clinic. And in the clinic, there was a leaflet that said, if your friend has AIDS, these are things what to do. So on the back of it, do the hoovering, do the washing up, do the dishes, do laundry. Hey, mate, here, there's your duties.
Yeah.
And for the first time in my life, to actually have a bit of enlightenment
Mhm.
with an illness that was so powerful, that was so wrong in the other people's eyes.
Yeah.
And it was just so, it was like the plague. It was like going back and having the plague.
Yeah.
Do you actually know how you got it? Was it having unprotected sex with obviously a male?
Yes, yeah.
Who'd been with somebody?
Who was, but
Yeah.
well, saying that, do you mean with a woman, it's less than 4% chance for a woman to pass it to a man. It's more chance for the man to pass it to the woman.
Yeah.
So this is where it goes, and this is where maybe an affair come in, maybe, you don't know, maybe it was blood-on-blood contact, do you know what I mean? You just don't know. But to question it, do you know what I mean? You could rack your brain for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And say, well, do you know what I mean? It could be my son's father, he was tested negative. Thank God, touch wood, all my children were negative,
Yeah.
which was, do you know what I mean, a miracle, do you know what I mean, in my eyes. So from that point of telling Claire, do you know what I mean, I thought, okay, London people really ain't that bad, actually. Do you know what I mean? They're not as harsh as my own country. But as time went on, I still was very, very cautious about being positive and about coming out and telling people. But I think it was about getting that courage. And the first time, when I used to go to Newham General Hospital, which is in East London, and I had a lovely doctor there, Dr. Huey and Dr. White, and I mean, that was the first time they ever introduced the medication to me. So it was AZT, DDI, and 3TC. And I'm not joking you, but the tablets were like that. And I'm asking,
They were the
do I swallow?
They were the letters for all the tablets that you're having.
Yeah. So they were huge. And I asked him, do I swallow or do I insert?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he looked at me and went, can you swallow? And I thought, oh God. So back then, we used to have a little hospital called the My Mission Hospital, which was for people like myself, who was just starting medication, because the side effects of the medication were horrendous. Hence, I'm still left now with neuropathy in my feet and in my hands, and many other different skin complaints. That was the side effect. So you had a choice from either sucking up the side effects or trying to get well.
Yeah.
Well, as in sort of prolonging your life, to not to have that AIDS diagnosis. So I messed about. And I did mess about, do you know what I mean? Because I'm not taking them. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Take them, Kim. So the maturity side comes in and it goes, Kim, come on, you've got to take them. And then the Kimmy side comes in and goes, no, I don't want to take them. I don't want to be tied, because every time I take one of them tablets, it reminds me of what I've got.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To feel dirty, to feel...
Is that how it made you feel, dirty then?
To feel, do you know what I mean, just unclean, to feel... I suppose in a way, do you mean it's how people made you feel?
Mm.
Even though I wasn't unclean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
do you know what I mean? Because I have 3 children, I have 2 different children's fathers,
Mhm.
so I wasn't promiscuous.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's bottom line. I just look that, you know, Kim, you've a choice in life. Either you suck this up, accept it,
Mm-hmm.
and do something positive with it.
Yeah.
So while I was in the Mild May Mission Hospital, I met loads of different people, loads of gay, black, white, African, and I would turn something miserable into something pleasant. And I would get up every morning and knock all the doors. Breakfast, bedtime, get up. Do you mean to go clear off, Kim? Come on, get up.
I think they might have said something different to that.
Yeah, yeah. So from that, I actually volunteered with a gay man who was very dear to my heart.
Mm.
He was called John. He's passed away, and he was a gay man with AIDS, and I was a heterosexual woman with HIV. So we both decided we'd do talks.
Mm.
We're going counsellors, social workers, anybody that would listen to us through the Mild May Mission Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So John would always go first, and I would go second. And they would say to John, ask him his questions, and then when I come up, they would say to me, you know, we never thought that you had HIV. We thought you were here just to support John.
All right. Really.
Mm.
Ding. There's that moment where, right, Kim, now you need to start educating people. Now you need to start get in there and let kids know, let teenagers know that we don't look like skeletons. We don't look like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Mm.
We're normal,
Yeah.
living people that don't look like we're dying.
You don't even look ill now.
Of course, I'm a model.
People say that about my cancer, but you don't have cancer written on your head or HIV, do you? You know, anything like that. You
That's
just
right.
carry on with your life.
That's right. And a lot of us say, back in the day, a lot of us would say that we had cancer because cancer was more accepted
Yeah.
Mm.
than HIV.
Yeah.
So whereas, do you mean you get, oh, I'm really sorry,
Mm.
and a pat on the back, do you mean now or a cuddle, we would get, oh, hell no shit.
Yeah.
Reach the cops. Do you know what I mean?
You must have seen a lot of people that you knew pass away with this. I mean, did that worry you at the time and think, am I going to be next? Or, you know?
There's always that. There's always going to be that question, am I going to be next?
Mm.
Always.
Mm.
But, you know, I think that, you know, any illness, but with my illness, it's about mind over matter.
Yeah.
And I've said this over the years. If I think that I'm dying, I'm going to die.
Mm.
But if I think in my head, you know what? HIV, you're not telling me what to do. I'm
Mm.
telling you what to do.
It's our motto, isn't it?
Yeah.
Positive mental attitude.
Yeah.
Thank you, PMI.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
We've how many? Hundreds of times we've said it on our podcast, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's a powerful word, isn't it?
I think when you
PMI.
give up and think, oh God, that's it, then that is going to be it.
Yeah.
And you
But-
must have gone to sessions and things with other HIV patients who had given up, who taken that totally the other way and said, this is the end of my life, and hadn't got a positive mental attitude.
Oh, God, yeah. And
Yeah.
even till today, do you mean I speak to, and I can show you that we've got a little thing on Instagram, and there's 1,575 members,
Mhm.
all HIV positive.
Right.
And I speak to them on a daily basis today, every day.
Mm.
And the questions ask me, can I still drink coffee?
Yeah.
Can I have a beer? And I'm like, well, before you were HIV, did you drink coffee? And I'm like, well, yeah. Amy, did it affect you? Do you know what I mean? Just things like that. And it's very important for me to get across to these kids and to get across the kids coming in that was my age,
Mhm. Yeah.
coming in today, and they're in that same situation where I was back there in them days, do you know what I mean? And they're like, I'm going to die. So Kimberley pops in and goes, hi. Do you know what I mean? Hi. 38 years later, hi.
Well, they're looking for all the answers that's taking you a lifetime to find, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
is there any support for them nowadays? More support?
There should be more support.
Right.
This is the thing, you know, all our funding get taken away here in the UK. We literally have nothing. Back in the day, we used to have, and I laugh because I'm thinking of a memory, days out, food, alternative medicine, massage. Do you know what I mean? We had everything there given to us because they thought, oh, they're going to die.
Yeah.
Let's give them what they want. I mean, yeah, have it all.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But as time went on and the medication started working, then the service became less and less and less. But we still need services. We do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, like, when I went to the clinic last week to get my bloods done, I seen one of the old staff from Chelmsford, Justin, and I was telling him, in America, they've still got all this. They've still got all the whole community. Do you know what I mean the services? They've still got it. Whereas here in the UK, we don't.
No.
And there should be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
There should be.
It's such a big thing.
Yeah.
That frightened the country when people were ignorant to it all.
Yeah. And this is the thing, you know, ignorance is bliss, as they say. Do you know what I mean? So if you ignore it, it might go away.
Yeah.
And I think this is what the public has done. If we ignore it, then it's just going to, and that's what it's hush. Even World AIDS Day, it's not as dramatic. And
the figures must be low for a heterosexual lady to have in the country.
there is actually more heterosexuals coming.
I had a partner way back, and her partner before that, they were obviously as a couple, and he went off with a gentleman. He'd got AIDS, and she was worried that she was going to get it, you know, and so she had all the tests and all that, and it wasn't straight away that she told me, and it was a little while later, and she said, my ex-partner has got AIDS, which is called AIDS then, like you said, not HIV, and I was ignorant to it all, and I just went cold and thought, it's all right. She said, you can't get, you know, you won't have it. She said, I haven't got it. She said, so, but yeah, I know. But as I said, back then, it just did worry people, you know.
Yeah.
But
how did the pandemic affect you?
Weirdly enough, it didn't.
No, you didn't have any advice or support through the pandemic?
No, not really.
No.
It's not classed as a terminal illness anymore. It's a chronic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a chronic illness. What it does and what it has done is the side effects of the medication that's left.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And it's long-term. It's long-term effect, mentally, emotionally, physically. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's left behind. The illness is there. It's there. I'm undetectable. My CD4 count's probably better than your CD4 count or your CD4 count. At the moment, if you understand what a CD4 count is.
Not a clue.
really?
Yeah.
No, nor have I.
It counts how many good
I've got
cells
a
in your
CD
body.
count. I've got to count my CDs.
Yeah.
I've got about 1,000 of them.
Well, there's a thing called the feral load, which counts of how much of the ferrous, is in your blood.
Okay.
Some countries say below 200. Do you know what I mean? Our country says below 50. You become undetectable. I'm undetectable because I'm being a good girl and I'm taking my medication.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At the right time every day. And then the CD4 counts. Do you know what I mean? I think more of the red cells and white cells in your body. So, like to fight infections, i.e., like cancer. Do you know what I mean? And mine's, I think, last count was 1,170 something, which a normal CD4 count on a human being, I think, is around about 500. So realistically, I should be flying out here with a pair of wings on my back. Do you know what I mean, like Superwoman?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And some days I
Well, the
feel.
day is young. You might.
Do you know what I mean? Some days I feel, do you know what I mean, really good, and some days what I call an HIV day
Mm.
is in front of the TV, give me loads of chocolate, and do you know what I mean, leave me be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's okay. And the great thing of it is to accept that it's okay because it's going to be okay.
Mhm.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And when you accept that it's okay because it's going to be okay.
And how long do these days last for? Where you don't want to be with anybody?
Oh, I've just gone through a terrible loss at the moment. I mean, I lost my dog 7 days ago.
Yeah.
And I lost my previous dog, Christmas. And for 5 days of that, I didn't want to see anybody.
No.
I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to see anybody.
Mm.
Leave me alone. Let me deal with. Because grief. So there's another topic for you. Grief. Grief is massive on my head. Do you know what I mean? Because anything that I lose, it comes back to me.
And is it amplified more? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I understand. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I can't go to funerals
Right.
now. I nearly passed away a couple of years ago. It's looking at the coffin. But once my mum passed away and my nan, I went to see them in their coffins. I got over that. But now it's all come back again, and I just can't go.
I've lost 6 siblings.
Mm.
Since I've been diagnosed, I've lost 6 siblings.
Wow.
You know, if someone passes away, I've got to go and say my goodbye, because that's me ending that chapter and starting a new chapter.
Mm. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We all handle it differently,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
we?
yeah, absolutely.
You've got your way of doing it, which is good.
So,
Yeah.
given how far you've come and where AIDS/HIV is today, what message would you share with others who have just been diagnosed? What advice would you give them?
1, you don't have 2 heads.
Yeah.
2, don't alienate yourself. 3, talk. Talking is a great healer.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go on your medication. Take your medication, because your world's your oyster.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? There's nothing stopping you from living a very, very normal life. Because you've got an illness doesn't make you dead.
I think when you get a diagnosis of any kind like this,
Mm.
you immediately think you're the only one.
Yeah.
And being around others that are in a similar position.
Yeah.
But this is why we do this
Helps.
with different guests, with different illnesses, for want of a better word, that they come on our show and they talk about it. You know, we had a lovely lady come on and spoke about a stroke. And she said, if I can help one person who's had a stroke to see how I've got through from having that stroke to how I am now, and that's what we do it for, isn't it?
Mm.
It's
I think with the message with being a woman is that, you know, it's not about segregating a gay man to a black African, to a black person, to a white person, to heterosexual. And I say this very often in the group, that, you know, HIV is one illness and we all have the same illness.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what you are, who you are, you be kind to each other.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
just be kind. You wake up in the morning and you say, good morning.
Mm.
Thank you. And thank you, God, for letting me wake up in the morning.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'm great. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I am today, and the knowledge that I've been given and the life that I've been given. Do you know what I mean? To experience. Maybe it was God's way of saying, I'm giving you this to mature, young lady. Do you know what I mean? You're going to behave yourself. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
Mm.
Maybe this is my pathway. And I believe that we do have a path.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And this is my path that I've got to go down. But to me, that I know it seems like the end of the world for a newly diagnosis, but it's not.
No.
It's really not. It's just the beginning of a new life.
Mm. So, do you avoid large crowds and all things like that, just in case you pick up a cold or anything like that?
No.
No,
No.
no, I do.
Do you?
Yeah. Well, I wear a mask. I've always got my mask
Do you
with
always
me.
got your mask on?
Yeah.
Is that, to make me turn this on, is that
Yeah.
because of your immune system?
Yeah,
or
very low. Yeah,
So is your immune system low?
yeah, because I had all the chemo and I've had 3 immunotherapy
Right,
sessions.
right.
It's all about the immune system, really. I mean, I don't know whether your immune system is affected in any way, is it? Or is it normal?
Oh,
Normal. Yeah.
that's normal. Don't get me wrong, if someone gets a cold, they may get a chest infection.
Mm.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? In that perspective, do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Then,
that was the road I was going down there with
Yeah.
that. Ask, what I mean, and do you avoid crowds because you don't know what drugs, what bugs are about. So,
But you could go anywhere. You could even be in your own house, do you know what I mean? And get it.
yeah, I
Do you know
keep
what I mean?
myself to myself. I'm a little bit of a hermit now.
I need to get him out. I need to get him out.
This is a day out for me.
But I'm a big believer in, like I said, PMI, and so use, and
Yeah.
it was lovely to hear that PMI word. And if you sit there and if you manifest that you're going to be in good health, it's going to happen.
Oh yeah,
It's really going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's all about positive mental attitude, and we've recognised that. And
It is.
unfortunately, not everybody's blessed with that. And
no,
and as you say, once you become ill, you have a lot of time on your hands to think. And if you're thinking negatively, then you just spiral downwards, don't you?
Talk. Talk. Do you mean just talk about it?
yeah,
If you can't get through the 1 hour, you can't get through the day, try 1 hour. Can't get through the 1 hour, try 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's get this flowing. Let's get it out there, because it's not a horrible disease. It's an illness like any other.
Yeah.
But when I was reading about what you'd got, it's come, well, not full circle, but it's come from something that was killing people like years ago. But now, I mean, people are taking 1 to 4 tablets, and they're staying alive now, aren't they? This is the on-roads that they've made in this illness. It's fantastic, I think. But I'd still say I wouldn't encourage people to be promiscuous or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Well, you certainly enlightened us.
That's been very, very interesting.
Today?
And I haven't known much about HIV at all, so only what I've seen.
Nor me. That's only what I read up and what we spoke about briefly on the phone.
Yeah.
So,
So I think a lot of people will gain a lot from this, and we really thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you for
Thanks,
having me.
Kim.
for coming
You're
in.
very welcome.
Okay, so now you can put
Wish
it
you all the best.
on your list. Thank
We
you.
can. There you go, Martin.
That was
Fantastic.
fantastic.
I
enjoyed
mean, riveting. I've learned a lot, and I hope that
We learn
helps
something
some
every week
listeners.
now, it seems, from all our guests and
Yeah.
all that. But
Yeah.
no, that's fantastic. So we look forward to another podcast next week.
Yep. Thanks very much for listening, everybody.
Yeah,
and
thank
we'll
you.
see you soon. All
Bye.
right. Thanks, Kim.
Welcome.
You've been listening to the Who's Tom and Dick podcast with your hosts, Martin Weavers and Patrick Mortimer. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite streaming platform. New episodes are available every Friday. Thanks for tuning in.